calling from New Mexico.
All right, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Ernest Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. It's 10 a.m. in Vancouver, 1 p.m. in Toronto, 2:30 in Newfoundland and Labrador. Canada's a big place, everyone. It's different times and different places mean it's time for the TransCanada Net. The TransCanada Net website is found at thecanadahub.ca with all the stuff a website should like, such as net schedules, frequencies, spatial factual analytics, current locations of the Voyager probes, space-time continuum, etc. The Canada Hub is a wholly owned subsidiary of North Fraser ARC, which is a collective of near-to-do folks there. I strongly encourage you to check them out at VA3EWV.com. In particular, do yourself a huge favor while you're waiting for your check-in on the roll call and go to thedipole.com. That's right, thedipole.com. We're not your father's amateur radio club. We use NetLogger so you can follow along. And with that, if you prefer to do a live check, you can do so at that time. The order today will be Manitoba first. Then we'll proceed to Saskatchewan, West, and British Columbia. Okay, after that, I'll become Mr. Worldwide and go everywhere else that in Canada, including the United States. The question this week will be, are you a tried and true ham, or would you like to try something new? That's going to be the question for this week. So right now, we're going to take check-ins, but first we're going to check for emergency traffic. Okay, here we go. Okay, nothing heard. Come again? I heard something out there.
This is VA7SL. I would also like to do a net bulletin before you start.
No problem. The net recognizes VA7SL. Go ahead with the net bulletin. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ernest. This is VA7SL. Not here in mission control. I'd just like to tell everyone that we're in Zed and Adrian and I are still sort of in semi-vacation mode. I've just come back and he's just left. We are looking at doing a high altitude balloon in October with live video. We're going to embrace the technology that the boys in New Brunswick use when they put up their balloons during the solar eclipse, and we're going to use it to send out live video from over 100,000 feet up back to Earth. So it's a bit of a technical challenge. We've expanded our team by about double. We've got a lot of very technical guys now. The technical discussion on how to do this now eclipses what I'm able to understand. So we all have our parts to play. Mine is acquiring pieces and bits and stuff. So anyway, that's it. We're excited about that, and we're excited to have Ernest doing his first net. Thank you, Ernest. Back to net control from here, mission control, VA7SL.
Okay, and thanks for the announcements there. We're going to get started, but first, before we do, thank you everyone for letting me enjoy some time with you today. New at the controls, and today I found out something pretty funny. It wasn't funny to me until, but it's going to be fun to you guys. I cannot scroll on one thing and talk on this because it stops me from talking. So if you hear any silence, it's because I may be logging and then it comes off of this particular program. But anyway, we'll get through it together. Thank you everyone for being out. So like I said, the question of the week is going to be, are you a tried and true ham, or you like to try something new? Okay, we're going to start first with short time check-ins and people who aren't going to be around long. Please come.
Victor Echo 6, Sierra Charlie Lima.
Victor Echo 4, Alpha Delta Juliet, Alex.
Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Kilo Lima, Rick.
Victor Alpha 3,
Victor Echo 1, Sierra Whiskey.
We'll pause right there because I forgot something very important that I just remembered. I did catch the first 4 people, but we're going to pause right there. I would ask you to say your call sign phonetically twice and come in an orderly fashion. So what I have right now, I have Victor Echo 6, Sierra Charlie Lima. I have Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Kilo Lima. I also have Victor Echo 4 Alpha. So I may have gotten some of those wrong, but now I'm correcting myself, and this is just the jitters. We're gonna get through it. So VE6SLC, I got your check-in. VA3RKL, I got your check-in. Let's go back up to the VE4, and then we'll go from there. Over. Well, go ahead. Oh, VE4. Yep.
Victor Echo 4, Alpha Delta Juliet. Victor Echo 4, Alpha Delta Juliet, Alex, Carberry, Manitoba.
There we go. Thank you, Alex. I got your check-in, and the last person, the VA3E person. Go ahead.
VA3, Romeo Sierra X-Ray, Ron and Brampton.
Okay, thank you, and I'm all caught up now.
Victor Alpha 7, X-Ray Hotel Bravo. Victor Alpha 7, X-Ray Hotel Bravo. Horus Delta BC.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Any other short time check-ins, please come now.
Victor Alpha 7,
Victor Echo
Alpha
1,
1, November, X-ray
Victor
Whiskey.
Alpha 7,
Victor Echo 1, November,
X-Ray
X-ray
Whiskey.
Victor Echo 4, Romeo Bravo Bravo. Victor Echo 4, Romeo Bravo Bravo. Rob.
Victor Echo 4, November, Quebec. Victor Echo 4, November, Quebec.
Victor Echo 4, Juliet Hotel Tango. Victor Echo 4, Juliet Hotel Tango.
Okay, so we'll pause right there. On that, I picked up Horace, Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha 7, X-Ray Hotel Bravo. Thank you very much. We picked up Devin, Victor Echo 1, DXW from Nova Scotia. We picked up Robert, Victor Echo 4, Romeo Bravo Bravo. And we also picked up Wayne, Victor Echo 4, November, Quebec. And last on the list that I picked up was Victor Echo 4, Juliet Hotel Tango. If I missed anyone, please come now.
Victor Alpha 7, Bravo Kilo November. Victor Alpha 7, Bravo Kilo November 5.
Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Sierra X-Ray, Radio Sugar X-Ray, Ron and Brampton.
Okay, thank you so much. We picked up a couple more that time.
Romeo Juliet Mike, VE5 RJM, Randy and Sylvan.
Okay, we'll hold it right there. We picked up a couple more. We picked up Victor Alpha 7, Bravo Kilo November. Bob, we picked up Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Sierra X-Ray. And then we picked up Victor Echo 5, Romeo Juliet Mike. Randy there. If I missed anybody else, please come. This is a good long line. Please come now.
Victor Echo 5, Romeo, Zulu, Romeo. Victor Echo 5, Romeo, Zulu, Romeo.
Victor Echo 5 Romeo Sierra, Victor Echo 5 Romeo Sierra.
Papa Foxtrot Hotel, Kearney, and Kansas.
Okay, Ernie, one more time on your call sign there. Over.
Foxtrot Hotel, Kearney, in Kansas.
Okay, Ernie, I'm always hearing the last part of your transmission. I think what's happening is that you're talking right away, so you may have to give whatever like repeater or etc. that you're logging into. Just give it a few seconds, then come. That used to happen to me as well. So I always catch your last two and I catch your name, but not the first part or your prefix. So just one more time with your prefix, and then we'll go from there.
Kilo, Bravo, 0, Papa, Foxtrot Hotel, KD0, PFH.
Okay, we got you in log there, Ernie, from Base Whore there. Thank you so much. Any other short time check-ins, mobiles or portables, or people that can't wait, please come now. Okay, I want to... Okay, one more time and a little slower, please. Okay, thank you. One more time and a little slower. Okay, Jack, I remember I recognize you from the UK there. Thanks for checking in there with us. And for my support group that's helped me out today, just make sure we have Jack's call sign. Jack, you're a little overmodulating on my side, a little bit fast, but that's okay. We know who you are, and I'll make sure you get into the log. I think we're at the bottom of the list there. Thank you for those 16 folks that are short time check-ins. I'll come in one more time for if there's any more, and then we'll continue with the rest of our net. One more time for any mobiles, portables, or short time.
VE4 Fox Kansas Sierra, Steve Winnipeg.
Okay, Steve in Winnipeg, I got VE4, and I did not get the rest of your call sign. Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve, and thanks for coming in. Okay, so I think that we're at the end of the short times, mobiles and portables. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming in there with us. So now we're going to start our regular check-ins there. We're going to do a quick check-in to Europe because it's very late over there. So we'll start with any European stations before we go to Canada. Please come now. Okay, one more time for any European stations. Please come in. Okay, nothing heard. Let's go ahead and take our check-ins from Eastern Canada, Ontario East, the Maritimes of Quebec. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, and make sure you come up with your call sign twice, please, slowly and phonetically.
Victor Alpha 3 Juliet Papa X-Ray. VA3 Juliet Papa X-Ray, Jameson, Ottawa.
Echo 3, Romeo Bravo Papa, Ron and Whitney.
Victor Echo 1, Echo Papa.
Okay, so we'll hold it there, and Ron, I'll come back to you because I didn't get your whole call sign, but I will come back to you, Ron. So let's go at the top of the list there with James, and thank you, James, for being out there. Thanks for encouraging me as well as I get my feet wet for the first TransCanada Net. Pretty excited here, and I'm sweating bullets, but that's how it goes. We're going to get through it. James, I think you've heard the question of the week, but I'll say it one more time. Are you a tried and true ham, or you like to try something new? VA3JPX, come on in.
Okay, Ernest, just to do my check-in part here. I think there's some other stations that are trying to check in. I think I'm tried and tested. You know, or tried and true, they call it. I don't mind trying other things in the hobby, but I have my certain go-to areas that I enjoy. You know, I like my FT8, my FT4, Sidedan, I like repeaters, I like Ulsterlink, and stuff like that. So, but I'm open to trying new things, but I don't want to spend, 8 hours, 10 hours trying to get something to work, So I like new modes, but I like them to get the bugs ironed out before I actually start playing with them. So that's that. You're doing great, Ernest. I'm enjoying the net, and you seem to they got a grasp on it real quick. So you're doing fantastic. Back to net control from Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Papa X-Ray.
Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Papa X-Ray, and the group VA3EWV returning. Yeah, James, coming from the computer background as you were, we were both working in that field for a long time here in Ottawa. And you're right, I like to try to get the bugs out first before going. But some would say that FT8 is something new. So, yeah, I have met some folks that met a couple of guys that only do CW. And I was like, oh, so what? But that's it. And I was like, oh, I did not know that in this day and age you would still be doing CW. But yeah, so nothing wrong with that. I love it. Like one guy said to me at the beginning of when I was testing, there's 1,000 rooms for radio. And me personally, I'm going to try to get all 1,000. Thank you, James, VA3JPX. Next person on the list, and James will cut with you now. And then we'll go over to VE3REP, Gary. Come on in, Gary. Victor Echo 3, Romeo Echo Papa, are you there with us? Okay, we'll come back with Gary. The next person I have on the list is Victor Echo 1, Echo Papa. Emil, come on in, Emil. Did something?
Yeah, well, thank you there, Ernest. And yeah, I think I'm a true operator. If I keep forgetting to I keep forgetting to pause for the cause, you know, the 4-second thing, and then I keep forgetting to key up 2 seconds so that all the links are connected. But what I do is that everybody that comes handy to me, I tell them of the fantastic hobby of radio communications can be. And like I said, there's 1,000 rooms, 1,000 different ways to communicate. And in my 50 years of having a radio in hand, the story is I meet new people each day, and I learn new things each day. And after you get 70 years old, you seem to forget more than you remember. So back to net control, one echo papa. And before I go, congrats on your challenge to become a net controller. And so far, job well done. Keep up the good work. Back to net control, one echo papa, portable Halifax recorder.
Victor Echo 1, Echo Papa. I really appreciate the kind words there and the encouragement. I've been doing net control with my group, the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club, and it was pretty fast paced, I thought, until I got here today and I'm doing it myself. So thank you very much. Yes, and I like your attitude about the 1,000 rooms there. And if nothing else, if people could just peek into a couple more rooms, they might figure some stuff out. This net is about you guys, but I do want to share some things myself. So stick around, and then I'll share a little bit, but it's more about you today. I'm at the bottom of my list. I did try to call Victor Echo 3, Romeo Echo Papa, Gary, and I didn't get anything. Let's try one more time before we move on.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Bravo Papa.
Oh. That's why you didn't know. Okay, so Victor Echo 3 Romeo, and what's that, the middle letter?
That's in Baker.
Oh. We definitely have you in the log there. Thanks so much there. Victor Echo 3 Romeo Bravo Papa. Come on in, Gary. Thanks for being patient with me. Please come now.
Yeah, no problem. Net control. It's actually Ron, Romeo Oscar November from Whitby, Ontario. I didn't quite get the net control call sign, but this is VA3EWV in Whitby. And as far as being tried and true ham, I can't say I am, but I do enjoy the hobby. I'm slowly getting back into it after a 15-year hiatus. But I like doing the Morse code bit. Back to net control, VA3RBB.
Okay, thank you so much there, VE3RBB, and thank you. I got the whole thing that time. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, a lot of people that I've met have been out. I was asked earlier by VE1 Echo Papa what got me into the hobby. I'm not going to go through it, but a lot of people I asked the same question. They were in radio, then they had a 15, 20, 30-year hiatus, which meant most of those people, they got married and stuff, and now they're getting back into it. So thank you for being out there and being into the hobby. I'm at the bottom of my list, but if I miss someone that wants to, I'm at the bottom of my list, but if I miss someone on that go around, it's time to come in now so I can pick you up. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, and please come now from the Eastern Ontario Maritimes of Quebec.
Victor Echo 3, Uniform Juliet Kilo, VE3, Uniform Juliet Kilo, John.
Okay, we picked up John. Victor Echo 3, Uniform Juliet Kilo, John there. It says the city is tiny. So John, are you a tried and true ham? Or do you like to try something new? And there's something new that I'm talking about, let me clarify, is things like FT8, DMR, Fusion, Echolink, All-Star, those things. Some of you are connecting by that today, but some of you may have not dabbled into the new technology. Please come on in there, John.
Well, good afternoon, Ernest, and thank you so much for taking my check-in, and you're doing a great job as net control. No complaints there. We're enjoying it very much. I would say I'm a tried and true ham. I've been licensed for 30 years, but I've been loving radio since I was about 12 years old. It's always been a magic for me, and it still is. And I'm into anything that's got to do with the radio and the Raspberry Pis and some programming. I used to be into photography and astronomy, but I've sort of gotten away from that now. And pretty well obsession, I guess you would call it, with ham radio and building antennas. So that's about it for me, Ernest. We'll turn it back to you, and anyone listening, have a good day. This is VA3EWV, John in Tiny Township.
Thank you so much, John, for sharing that with us. And for us new hams, I am a practically new ham, going on 2 years here, but I only got my only received my HF back in April, and the first 2 months of that was just FT8 because I was too scared to get on HF, and then I was introduced to Parks on the Air. So yeah, now they're trying to. My wife's like, "Is your battery dead yet? Can you come on home?" Anyway, so thank you very much, John. Anyone else in the provinces that we just called out, the Eastern Ontario, please come now.
I don't know if I'm in the right spot or not, or is VE1DXW.
Yes, Devin, VE1DXW. Come on in. Devin, one of my first people that I ever talked to on Echolink. Come on in, Devin.
Yeah, Ernest, I was originally through the ham radio, but I am looking at other options now. You may have seen my text earlier. I was playing around in FT8 this morning, talking to you now on Echolink, and I'm looking at investing in a DMR hotspot between now and Christmas, so I'm just testing the waters on that and taking a look around. Back over to you.
Thank you so much, Devin, for being in there. And Devin, is this your first time checking into the TransCanada Net or no?
I checked in before, but it was a long time ago. I can't remember exactly when, but it has been a while.
Okay, well, we appreciate that you're back now and that you're able to find us. Thank you so much. Okay, any final calls there for the Eastern Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes? Excuse me, it moved. Sorry. Final call from Western and, final call from check-ins from Eastern Ontario, Maritimes, and Quebec. Okay, nothing heard. So now let's move on to Western and Northern Canada, Manitoba, West and the North. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor. And a reminder, when you come in, just give it a couple of seconds before you start transmitting. Please say your call sign twice, and then the question of the day is: are you a tried and true ham, CWHF, and are you would like to try something new? Maybe something that you haven't tried. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor listening. Okay, there we go.
Victor Echo 4 Juliet Lima Golf. Victor Echo 4 Juliet Lima Golf. Julius in Winnipeg.
Okay, you got Julius.
Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor.
Okay. Okay, I picked up 2 calls there. Thank you so much. Victor Echo 4, Juliet Lima Golf, Julius in Manitoba, and Victor Echo 6, Delta Charlie Victor, David in Alberta. And thank you guys for coming in, and thanks for giving me new call signs, because this is my first time getting VE6s and VE4s, believe it or not. Let's start with Julius there, Victor Echo 4, Juliet Lima Golf. Go ahead.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm a pretty new operator as well. I just got my ticket back in May, so pretty much everything I'm doing now is new. Although I am trying to experiment with as many different modes as possible just to get the hang of how things work.
Exactly.
Things, FTA mode. I'm trying to learn more. Have a lot. Using a MSK 144, so we hooked up a quick 6-meter dipole and I have the bush, and I was able to complete and I'm looking forward to trying out all sorts of new modes and ways of communication. Right now, like at last week's handset, I was able to get a kind of broken clock radio, so I'm trying to get that working. I don't think it connects to WWV, but it gets time information from RVBS, so I'm thinking of making like a mini WWV broadcaster with one of those tiny license-free FM transmitters. I can make the time with my alarm clock. There's lots of ways of having fun with radio signals. This is Victor Echo 4, Juliet Lima Golf, back in that.
Victor Echo 4, Juliet Lima Golf, Julius, New Ham, trying all the different modes. You were QSB, I think that's what I can call it here, but you were in and out a little bit. But I did catch a good 89% of what you had to say. Excited New Ham. We appreciate you coming in here, spending some time with us too. I remember my first Ham Fest. I'm glad you went to your first one. I've only been to 4, and the first 3, I remember exactly what I got. Food, chili, and hot dogs and hamburgers. And then on my 4th one, I finally bought something because I actually knew what I was looking at. Before then, I did not. So thanks for being there, Julius. We're going to break with you now, and we're going to go to David, VE6DCV, Victor Echo 6, David Charlie Victor. Come on in. Delta. How did I forget Delta?
Victor Echo 6, Dave's Canadian voice, Delta Charlie Victor. Why not? Good place to use that one. And what can I say? From license since 1999, it's been a while. Now all these new technologies and what have you are coming through the international radio networks cross-link using TeamSpeak 3, believe it or not. Everyone who is a gamer should know what that is. And as a duplex, this one is it's a good mode. Let's see here. The new things, well, I hear a lot about this FT8. I haven't learned really too much about it. I enjoy the HF portion of the band when I can, and play around with that when I can. Mostly in the VHF, UHF, when I first started out. So there you go. That's my story, so to speak. And I'll pass it back to the Net Control. And of course, everyone have a great week and greetings from Calgary. We got mostly wall-to-wall sunshine today. Back to that.
Victor Echo 6, David's Canadian voice. I love that. That'll be my next time. If the powers be are excited as I am today and invite me back, that's going to be my next thing. What motivated you or inspired you for your call sign? Dave Canadian voice. I love it. Yeah, and FT8, things like that. Like I said, this net's about you guys, not about me. But I will tell you a quick story, everyone, if you allow me to. A good friend of mine, Victor Echo 3 Alpha Radio Fox, when I met him, he's like a Elmer to me. And when I started, I only had basic only. And he told me about 6 meter. He goes, you know, you can do 6 meter. He's a 6 meter advocate there. And he says, you can do FT8 on it. And he invited to me his house and he showed me. I'm like, oh, this is just like field day. So he goes, what? I'm like, well, I attended a field day and they just said their call sign and they gave some numbers and letters and said what their signal strength was. And you can just verbally hear it. I said, my wife will love this because all I do is talk. Now I can communicate with someone in silence. So I do get my wife coming in and opening the door to the shack every now and then. She goes, oh, I didn't know you're in here. You're quiet. I'm like, oh, no, I'm just talking to my friends. And she goes, where? I'm like, yeah, on FT8. But I'm not talking to them. I'm just having the transmissions back and forth. So thank you for that. We're at the bottom of the list. If anybody wants to come in that has been excited or reignited and wants to check in, please come now. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Victor Echo 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform. Victor Echo 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform. Rick.
Okay.
Kilo. Victor Echo 5, Romeo Juliet Kilo. Rob.
Victor Echo 3, Delta Delta Romeo. Victor Echo 3, Delta Delta Romeo.
Kilo Echo 8, Oscar Hotel Victor, Kilo Echo 8, Oscar Hotel Victor, Edward, Genesee, Michigan, over.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We'll hold it right there. We will hold it right there. That was a nice, good burst. I'm working a pile up. Ooh. Okay. Okay, but it was funny to me. Might not be funny to you guys. Okay. The last person I talked to was the Canadian voice there. We did pick up Victor Echo 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform, Richard. Victor Echo 5 Romeo Juliet Quebec. Victor Alpha 3 Delta Delta Romeo. Victor Alpha 3 Juliet Sierra Romeo. And Kilo Echo 8 IHV. Let's go to the top there and start with Richard. And Richard, I hope you know the question of the week. Are you tried and true, or would you like to try something new? Please come now.
Thank you very much. Victor Echo 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform. I've been licensed since 2017, so just a little over 5 years. And my preference is still sideband on HF, so voice. I would like to develop my CW skills, which are absolutely miserable right now. I do enjoy a lot of new things. I have ST8 installed on my computers. Not my favorite mode, but I use it occasionally. I can certainly see how that could be a bit of fun. We have a chat group up here, VHF, UHF, and 1296, and we do a thing called Q65, Quebec 65. It's a weak signal mode. You certainly can't have a QSO on it, but certainly register a contact. That's kind of neat, so we do that every week, and usually with horizontal antennas. I like building antennas. That's been a thing for me. I've built quite a few, and always looking for something new, and just kind of dabbling into satellite stuff as well. We're very fortunate here in Manitoba. I'm in Dufresne, just east of Winnipeg, and we're just lousy with Elmers here. I must say, I've made friends with a lot of them, and they've been instrumental in helping me through all of the new endeavors and in helping me enjoy this hobby to a greater extent. VE4 is Victor Zulu, Mike Alpha, Delta Delta Zulu, Sierra Alpha, Kilo Quebec. All those guys have just been wonderful. And we're very fortunate to have a good group here in Manitoba. VE4AQU, back to net control.
Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate you coming in and sharing that with us today. And that other mode that you talked about, after the net, I like to get a hold of that, and that's what this stuff is all about. The more you talk, the more you learn. That is pretty cool, something I'm interested in. Also, since I like to talk a lot, that's why I got into different things, because when I did get into HF, I did experience some times where I'm looking at my cheat sheet and it says, this is only for the day, this is only for the night, this is only when the sun is shining, this is only when your wife's at home, this is for your wife when your wife's away. So I started going to all modes and every mode just so I can keep talking on the radio. Thank you so much. Let's pick. I'll break with you now, and I'll pick up Victor Echo 5 Romeo Juliet Kilo. Please come now.
Good morning, and thank you, Victor Echo 5 Romeo Juliet Kilo. My name is Rob. I'm located just east of Regina, Saskatchewan. I've been licensed since 92 with a basic and 94 with an advanced, and currently living after only been back
My keys are in the car.
for about
My keys are on the step, by the step. My hat's in the car.
got in the way of doing radio. I built myself a Pi-Star hotspot
nice.
using a Pi W and an MMDVM hat that I use on YSF and DMR. And I also do HF, 10 meter to 80 meters, sideband phone, FT8 and JS8. It's been a lot of fun, and always nice to be able to talk to people. I also just built a IRLP node, which only got on the air about a week ago. So it's great because it's a small town in a valley and not much ham infrastructure here. So thanks for listening, and I'll say 7-3, Victor Echo 5 Romeo Juliet Kilo.
Victor Echo 5 Romeo Juliet Kilo in the group. You just put a big smile on my face, and I tell you, you're brightening up my day, because when I'm hearing you talk about hotspots and this and that, there are a lot of people that have all been tried and true, and either a work change, has slowed them down a bit because they're trying to get infrastructure back up, or I have a couple friends of mine who are moving into seniors living, and they can't have the rigs and stuff like that. So I was able to talk to them about Echolink, and it wasn't something they warmed up to, but they love radio, right? So I look at all the other things as kind of like an add-on, right? Or a feature. So it's never to take away from anything. It's to just add extra features. And if you're like me that likes to talk, those features can get you back on there. Thank you very much for spending your time with us and sharing that with us. We'll break with you, and we'll go down the list now to Victor Alpha 3 Delta Delta Romeo.
Good afternoon to everyone, and good morning to everyone on frequency today. My name is Dave. I'm from Dunnville, Ontario, about halfway between Hamilton and Niagara Falls, a small little town. Myself, I've got access to HF and UHF the HF. I've got a very, very high noise floor here in the building that I'm in, which oftentimes prevents me from HF at all. I also have some antenna restrictions from the building, so I got myself one of those Shark RF open spot, the number 4 Pro, and I tell you, that's woken up my usability for the energy radio like you would not believe. I'm mastering it. I've set up profiles on DMR and C4 FM and D-Star, and it's just amazing. I don't know what I would do without my hotspot, my open spot 4 Pro. But anyways, back to you, that control, and 73 everybody. Have
open it up to the western.
Thank you so much for reminding me of that. And thanks for...
Echo Fox in London, if I may join.
Yes, please. And your call sign one more time.
Yeah, my call is George 4, Papa Echo Fox. I'm in London, and the name is Winston, QSL.
QSL Winston, thanks for joining us. Anyone else, please come now.
I didn't quite get that. Did you want me to make an over?
Yes, go ahead, Winston. You have the mic. Golf 4 Papa Echo Foxtrot. Please come in.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, well, the name is Winston. I'm in London, a place called Willesden Green in northwest London. And nice to hear you. I don't think I've been on this group before. To be honest, I haven't been on Net very often, except regular ones I go on normally on HF. But I thought I'd come on here today, see who it's about. So as I say, name's Winston. I'm in Willesden Green, northwest London. And this year, now, I've actually been licensed for 50 years. And my goodness, hasn't it gone by quickly? But it's nice to let me in. And I do hope you and everybody else on here are safe and well and your families. G4, Papa Echo Fox, over.
G4 Papa Echo Fox Winston in London. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you back again. And have a good rest of your day there. All right, we'll break with you, and we'll take any other stations now from Europe. Please come now.
M7 Echo Whiskey Yankee in Chatham in Kent in the UK.
Thank you. We just picked up Kent there, and don't worry, folks, that didn't get around to. We'll come back to you there, but we're going to take the UK, the folks over in Europe first. Mike 7, Echo Whiskey Yankee. Michael there in Kent. We got you in the roster there, Kent. We're talking about a tried and true or trying something new today, and back over to you.
M7 Echo Whiskey Yankee returning. Yes, name here is Mike, and I'm on Echolink, and this is a first time for me on this net, I think, via one of my local gateways, which is actually in Southend on Sea, not a million miles away from me in Kent. And I'm coming through to you on Mike Bravo 7 India Sierra X-Ray, which is on a simplex gateway in Southend and Kent, in Kent, in the UK. So yeah, that is the new thing which I'm doing today. Plus, I also shall be getting hold of a hotspot for use with my DMR radio, which is an Anytone 878 that I'm coming through on Echolink at the moment, from M7 Echo Whiskey Yankee. Back to the group.
Thank you so much, M7 Echo Whiskey Yankee. And I'm hearing a lot of DMR and Hotspot and Echolink, and it's a joy to have all that connecting us there, and as well as being tried and true. Thank you for coming in. Any other stations in Europe wanting to check in to the TransCanada Net, please come now.
Mikeson, Oscar, Tango Hotel. Mike 7, Oscar, Tango Hotel.
Okay, we'll hold it there. We'll hold it there. From the bottom up instead of the top up, I got Mike 7 Golf Foxtrot India. I got Mike 7 Oscar Tango Hotel. And then I caught what I thought was 0 Juliet Kilo India, which could be incorrect. But let's start with you first. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Juliet Kilo India. This is Adrian in Suffolk in the UK talking through the local MB7IEY repeater. Basically been in radio for about 4 years. Also my first efforts at Echolink, etc. So nice to talk to you. Which part of Canada are you in? Over.
Yes, thank you for asking. I'm in Eastern Ontario, and I'm glad to hear so many people coming up to us from Echolink. And I, as just a gentle reminder, since we are multi-mode, multi-connection, just press your mic, give it a few seconds, and then come in. Because with saying that, I only got the Oscar Juliet Kilo India part of your call sign. So if you can give me the first part of your call sign one more time, that will be appreciated.
Mike 0 JKI. Over.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. Mike 0 JKI. We're good to have you on the log today. I'm glad that you're joining us via Echolink there. Any other comments before we move to the next person? Go ahead. Just in case.
I'm interested to listen. Over.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, please stay around with us there, and we have lots coming up, and we have a line of people waiting. So sit back and enjoy the rest of the net. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. We'll move break with you now, and we'll move over to Mike 7 Oscar Tango Hotel. Come on in, Daniel. Hope that's right.
VA3EWV. Ernest, this is Mike 7 Oscar Tango Hotel. Thank you for inviting me in. The subject was talking about, am I an all original new stuff, I guess. Well, my background comes from Citizen Band Radio, and then got licensed in April this year. So mostly working 2 meters and 70 centimeters, and then got into DMR by using Echolink and DroidStar, apps like that. But recently got, in the last 4 weeks or so, my first DMR radio. So I'm on a DM 1701 that works very nicely through my local repeater. Hence I can get out and speak to you guys. But yeah, I'm embracing any and all modes really. I think they're all radio, and I think if you're using that to get out and speak to the world, then why the devil not? Although I must admit, I do hanker for the idea of getting an HF rig to be able to just do sort of radio to radio and see how I can sort of stretch out there. But I think that's a long way off for me, unfortunately. But yeah, enjoying the net this afternoon. Gather this is your first time hosting the net, and very much enjoying it. So I'll pass back to you. VA3EWV from Mike 7 Oscar Tango Hotel. QTH here is Rochester in Kent, which is about 30 miles southeast of London. Back to you.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate that. You know, it's very exciting, and I'm a fan of just get out and talk. And, you know, this is a very vast hobby, and as I was saying to some folks here in town, I'm actually in talks right now. I'm pretty excited to let everybody know. I'm in talks with a couple local nursing homes here in town, and I've had 2 call me back so far, and trying to get those folks that have, stopped being on radio to let them know that they can get back on with a simple thing as a cell phone, an Echolink. Thank you for being there for me. And I just want to say before I move on to the next person on the list in Europe, I'm not forgetting about you folks that I had left. Maybe I'm talking a little bit too long in the tooth today, but we will get back to you. And we'll come back to those calls I missed in Canada. But right now, I'm going to break it with M7 Oscar Tango Hotel. We're going to move over to Mike 7, Golf Foxtrot India. Please come now. Mark 7. This is Net Control calling on Mike 7 Golf Foxtrot India. I may have gotten your call sign wrong, but if you haven't come and you're over in Europe, please come on in.
Hi, this is N7GFP.
Oh, GFP. And thanks for the correction. M7GFP. Please come on in.
Hi, how are you doing? This is the first time I've successfully logged into a TGIF talk group. I've managed to get everything working on high star now, so yeah, good to speak to you.
Well, congratulations. There's a lot of firsts today. And I want to make sure I invite everyone back again for the weeks to come. This net is on every Sunday there. And I'll go on the times. I'm in Eastern time, so it starts for me at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's 5 UTC. But I invite everybody that's come in for the first time or returning people to come back and have some fun with us. Anyway, back M7GFP. Today's topic is tried and true, or have you tried something new in ham radio? Please come now.
N7GFP. Yeah, I only actually got my license probably a month or so ago.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. And just been extremely busy with work and dictating. Not really an awful lot of time to get online, but things have calmed down a little bit now. Got a little bit more space. So, yes, enjoying it. I had my configuration incorrect in high star and rectified that, so I seem to be getting on some more GIS sites now. They seem to be much more accessible to me. I'm in the southwest of the UK, England, UK by the way, and where are we now? It's 1856, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'll be signing out soon, just because for no reason other than I just need to try a couple of other things and just make some backups and so forth. Now it's working, but yeah, that's where I am.
Well, thank you for coming in and joining us today. And like I said, extending return back. M7 Golf Foxtrot Papa. Okay, we're going to break with you. We're going to see if there are any more stations. And I do have some assistants in the background there helping me out. So I'm going to give you guys a second to see if I'm on track before we move on to the next set. Adrian, if you're out there, is everything going good so far? I think it's Adrian or Scott, whatever his name is. Okay.
I missed that last bit, but yeah, I'm signing out now. You take care. It's been good chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Mike 7 Golf Foxtrot Papa, and 7-3 to you. We'll let you go at your convenience. And thanks for joining us this evening or this afternoon. Oh Jesus. Okay. Okay, this is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the TransCanada Net there. We've gotten down to the bottom of the list. Are there any more stations in Europe before we call other stations? Please come now.
Ernest, please open it up to Western Canada. You're running out of time and you still have to get to the United States. VA7 SL.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you so much. Okay, let's open it up to the States now. If you can come on in with your call sign twice, make sure you give a little bit of time before you start speaking so I can pick up all of the call sign. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Please come now. All right, let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Net Control Kilo 6 Papa, Kilo by K6 Big Yellow.
Okay, we pick.
Control, this is Kilo Delta 1 Zulu, KD1Z, Bill in Racine, Wisconsin.
Okay, we picked up Kilo 6 Papa Tango Lima and Delta Kilo Delta 1 Zulu. Anyone else in the States, please come now.
This is Kilo Delta 1 Zulu, KD1Z, Bill, Racine, Wisconsin.
Okay, we got you on the log there, Bill, and we also got Peter there, Kilo 6 Papa Tango Lima. So let's start with Kilo 6 Papa Tango Lima. Please come now.
Yeah, K6PTL, I want to mention that if you go into QRZ.com and look up my call, you'll see all my adventures in amateur radio. I want to mention, I've been on the FTA and I really didn't like it, even though I can work that bad. It's too mechanical. I run also a DMR, and I really like that mode. And also I have Fusion Radio, that's what our local club has. And I work on HF and sideband and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I really like it. And then I've just converted a mobile phone over to a robot phone. So I call my phone anyway. So I've got a couple of those, and they're internet only, and so I use those for echo link. So when I'm out running around, so I have a Bluetooth headset that runs on those. So if anybody wants to know how to do that stuff, well, you can have mobile communications wherever you happen to be. So even if you're outside of a repeater, as long as you have a mobile phone side. But so yeah, I do lots of different things, and amateur radio is lots of fun, and I really enjoy. I'm using my UHF repeater right now, and also I've got a DMR repeater too. So in my house that I built, and so I'm always busy with different types of projects, and my repeater, by the way, uses a Raspberry Pi controller that goes from my UHF side, which covers a lot of area. It goes 35 watts. So anyway, so I can go quite a distance with my HT or my mobile rig outside of this repeater. K6PTL, if I have a good one.
K6PTL, you got a lot going on there, and thanks for being there with us today. And since I'm running a little long, we're going to keep it short. And thank you very much. We'll break with you, and then we'll move it over to Kilo Delta 1 Zulu. Please come now.
Well, good morning. I got my license in 2010. Did a little bit back then really got more involved probably during COVID, and got involved in DMR. And then our local repeater here has a happy hour every day at 5 o'clock. We started out with a handful of guys, and we average about 40 people from around the country, a couple up in Canada, check in every day. So I learned a lot of ham radio from that happy hour group, more so in the old days, as many check-ins. But I enjoy the hobby, and it keeps me learning, and that's what makes me happy. So back to this is Kilo Delta.
Thank you, Kilo Delta 1 Zulu. And I like the sound of that happy hour. Keeps everybody going. Okay. Anyone else in the U.S. Or the EU? Well, please come now.
This is Kilo Echo 8, Oscar, Hotel Victor, Kilo Echo 8, overhead valve, Edward, Genesee, Michigan, over.
Okay, we picked up Kilo Echo 8, Oscar, Hotel Valve. Edward, there. Please come on in, Edward.
Yeah, roger that. Thanks for doing the net and having me here. I got my licensing during COVID time, got my tech, and I got my general, and then started out with 2 meters, VHF, UHF. I also then had purchased a HV station with antennas, but had a severe storm, and it ended up frying my ICOM and it brought my antennas down. So, being a disabled vet, the fixed income just couldn't afford it, so I stepped over here to Echolink, which has afforded me the opportunity to talk around the world.
Right.
And be involved in 22 nets now. So send back to net control. This is Kilo Echo 8 Optical Victor, sending it back to net control. Over.
Thank you so much for that. I'm glad that you were able to get that back up and running with that. That's another exciting story about trying something new, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able. Also, thanks for your service as well. Okay, any other stations there in EU or USA, please come now. Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, I think we made it to the bottom of our list. We're going to go for the people that I unfortunately had to skip a little bit. I know that we have another part of Canada coming up. So we've covered the Eastern Ontario, Maritimes of Quebec. We're doing Western Northern Canada, Manitoba, Western and North. If anybody else is out there anywhere, or I miss you for your talk, please come now slowly, phonetically twice, and make sure you give the repeaters a little bit of time to come in. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. I'll take your check-ins now.
Victor Echo 4, Delta Bravo Zulu. Victor Echo 4, Delta Bravo Zulu. David from Winnipeg.
Okay.
Victor Alpha 7 Sierra Lima. Victor Alpha 7 Sierra Lima.
Okay, we'll hold it there. I picked up Victor Echo 4, Delta Bravo Zulu, David, and I thought Victor Alpha 70 Lima. Let's start with you first, David. Please come now.
Thank you very much. I just got my HF license in July. The best thing I got is I've got a DMR radio, an Eddytone, wait for my HF rig, and then I got my...
What just happened? This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. We were talking to Victor Echo 4 Delta Bravo Zulu, and I heard 2 beeps. Are we still on the air?
Yes, I am. I guess the repeater timed out. I just got to get off the line. 73 Victor Echo 4 Delta Bravo Zulu.
Thank you very much for joining us, Victor Echo 4 Delta Bravo Zulu. And don't fret, please come and join us again next Sunday. We're going to be closing with you now and picking up Victor Alpha 7 Oscar Lima. Please come now.
Hi, Ernest. Correction. Victor America 7 Sierra Lima. Victor Alpha 7 Sugar Love. Scott here in mission control. Tried or true, I don't know. I'm tried, I don't know how true. I've been playing this game now for 30 years and licensed and a lot longer, like a lot of others said. I started when I was quite young. My first transmitter I built was on a Radio Shack 150-in-1 kit, broadcasting on the AM band, wiping out all the local AM radio stations for the neighborhood, quite to my delight back in the day. very happy to try a lot of new things. There's so much new in our hobby. I know NZ and we're going to do one more big balloon launch here. And I think then we're going to be moving on to try and 10 gigahertz in moon balance. And he and I really want to do it, so try it out. So we're going to see if we can get that going in 2025. It will be the year of the moon. This year was the year of the balloon. Next year will be the year of the moon. Back to Net. VA7SL.
VA7SL and the group. Also, thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here today. I'm really enjoying this. Still nervous, I got to tell you. But boy, have I been learning a lot of new stuff. Also, listening to a lot of first-timers. And again, please come in. We won't keep it there. Let's go ahead and take anybody I have missed. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor.
Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo.
Okay, I picked up Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. I did get you. There was someone doubling at the same time. Could you please come in, please? Okay, nothing heard. Okay, nothing heard. Let's pick it up with Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. Please come in.
Thank you. This is VE7 Lima Echo 10. There was somebody there, but due to the time delay, you did not hear them. So maybe after I'm finished, you may give that person another chance. But anyways, this is VE7 Lima Echo, also known as VE7 Lima Echo Echo. And I had my first certificate radio proficiency in 1975 from the School of Communications at CFE Kingston.
All right.
Then I got my commercial back in 1982, restricted maritime radio operator, HF. I also did a bit of VHF. And I finally broke down and got my amateur back in 1990 and walked out with an intent, took all the exams all at once. But anyways, I do almost everything. I do all the digital modes, except, was it NXDN, something like that? And so D-Star, WireX, EMR, and then I built my stuff, even do APRF. And then I have Ham Shack Hotline and Echolink. So I'll keep it short. I posted a bunch of stuff on NetLogger if people want to read more about it and what we did yesterday down at the border with hams across the border. This is Victor Echo 7 Lima Echo returning it to net control.
Thank you so much there, Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. And thanks for giving me the tip about the people that were waiting. So I will go back to them. Thanks for all you do out there. And I hear that you do anything and everything. And thanks for leaving those comments. I really appreciate it. I'll break it with you, and then we'll go pick up the rest of the folks. Slowly and phonetically, and twice if you came with your call sign. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, one last time, did we get everyone there? Or so anyone, anywhere, if you want to check in, this is the time to do so. Well, please come now. Okay, I heard the last part of your call sign there. It was pretty quick, and all I was able to pick up on my end was Foxtrot. But you're out there, so come on in slowly and phonetically, and then come on with the topic of the day. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
This is Victor Echo 4 Golf India Foxtrot from Winnipeg Beach.
Okay, Gary, we got you in there that time from Winnipeg Beach. Please come in. Yes, Gary, you are speaking with Ernest, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the TransCanada Net. We're doing our net right now, and our topic today is with ham. Are you a tried and true ham operator, or you like to try something new every now and then? Please come back.
I've had my license for a long time, and I never had a good station set up before. But this past month, been getting power up. You have radios for in-house, such as I call it, series happening. HS, UHF, and also HF. But no HF, just to be putting up another 10-foot section on my tower. This particular van is looking forward to making a whole bunch of contacts this day forward. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Gary, for coming in. It was a bit noisy in the background, but I caught everything you said, just to let you know. But there was some background noise. I heard you're going to be putting up another 10-foot section. And I think you said you're hopefully getting your HF soon. Thanks for coming in. We'll break with you, and we'll take any other check-ins that I may have missed, or new people coming in for the first time. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the TransCanada Net.
Victor Echo 5 Delta Tango.
Delta Zulu, danger zone, gonna have to kick in the 4 kilowatt amplifier maybe. So I've heard VE6DZ, VE6DZ, CQ, VE6DZ. Maybe I'm heard this time. Back to net control.
Okay, and we will hold it right there. We did pick up 2 stations. We picked up VE5 Delta Tango, and we picked up VE6 Danger Zone Delta Zulu. We did get you in there, Gary. We'll go ahead on and take David first from Larange there. Please come now, Dave.
Okay, thank you, and a good afternoon to you, and thank you very much for calling the net. And I would say, I've been a ham for a while, and I'm really enjoying some new things, especially internet linking. I've been doing that since the early days of Echolink and IRLP, and plan to keep on. So it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. Back to net control from VE5 Delta Tango.
VE5 Delta Tango, thank you, and keep it going out there. And we're glad that you're enjoying it. Let's break with you now and pick up Gary, VE6 Danger Zone. Come on in, Gary.
Actually, I got 2 of them. With the HRI 200, the FTM 100 slave radio, the FTM 400, the FT2VR. So I got lots of wires X. Plus I've got hotspots which will do C4FM, DMR, all kinds of goodies there. NXDM, I've been on NXDM. So I pretty much travel Echolink. I had the Hamtramck hotline, got very bored with it, so I dropped it. HF, I live in an apartment, so I have to go out to the park and do my
about 100 watts out. I can add more power if I need to. I've got the amps sitting here, but so far I haven't needed it. I like all the modes, including D-Star, HF, VHF, UHF, you name it, All-Star node, and like I say, I cover the gambit, and I'm not a slave to exactly any single one of them. So enjoy doing all the different things and modes, and loving my Icon IC705. So check out the QRZ page. You'll see lots of good stuff on there, and sending D-Star pictures, both VHF, UHF, and then talking D-Star and HF simplex to other stations around USA and Canada and that sort of thing. Lots of fun. 7030V, 6DZ.
Okay, VE6DZ, Danger Zone. I've heard you out there a lot. Thanks for letting us know about your QRZ page. And keep it going out there. Okay, we're at the bottom of the list. I do see, as I get familiar with the tools that I'm using, 3 people out there looking in. Kevin, and Michael, and Scott. So I don't want to miss anybody. Let's take those last calls. I do have only 9 minutes left with you guys, so let's make it happen. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor with the TransCanada Net, taking final check-ins from anywhere, everywhere, every mode. Please come now.
Victor Echo 7, Lima Whiskey Sierra. Victor Echo 7, Lima Whiskey Sierra. Victor Echo 3, Lima Golf Hotel. Victor Echo 3, Lima Golf Hotel.
Okay, we'll hold it there. Let's hold it there. I did hear a familiar sound out there. I didn't get the call sign, but you're going to be the last on the list. We'll bring you in. And I do remember you. So, but let's start at the top of the list there. If I'm not mistaken, it was Scott, VA6, Juliet Sierra Romeo. Please come now.
This is Victor Alpha 6, Juliet Sierra Romeo, Scott, in Cheever, Alberta. I just wanted to say I'm enjoying the net, Ernest, and first time checking in and on Echolink, and I'm really enjoying it. And I got licensed this year in April, so having lots of fun with the hobby and HF and all that, Q-meter. So it's really enjoyable. So I'll keep it short here because I'm going to run out of time. So with that, enjoy the net, Ernest, and 73's back to net control.
Thank you so much, Victor Alpha 6, Juliet Sierra Romeo. Welcome to the hobby too. We'll break with you, and we'll pick up with Victor Echo 7, Lima Whiskey Sierra. Please come now.
Larry here in Victoria. Good afternoon to everybody up there. Just checking in a bit later. And I enjoy the All-Star, IRLP, and also using D-Star on my new Kenwood handheld radio. And just want to say hi to everybody, and thanks for taking my check-in. Victor Echo 7, Lima Whiskey Sierra.
Thank you so much, Larry, for joining us this evening. And a lot of you first-timers, I'm personally inviting you back. It won't be me, but I will be here with you guys. And don't make this be your last time. TransCanada Net's a great net. And we'll see you all next week. Let's break with you, Larry, now, and pick up Lawrence there. Victor Echo 3, Lima Golf Hotel. Please come now.
Good. Say hello to everybody on net. It's Victor Echo 3, Lima Golf Hotel. Lawrence, or Larry, is more popular name, I guess, for me.
here in Coburg, Ontario. We're making it through on portable right now through our DR repeater. And I'd like to be more active on the ham radio. It seems to up to this point taken second seat to a lot of other things that are happening in my life. But trying to get a little more active on it. Currently, I'm running a hotspot on DMR. Just for my local in-yard area, basically, but I can't check into nets and so on, various nets around through DMR. Quite active on VHF, UHF, all the HF bands. Not as active as I should be, but I am there. Very good hello to everybody, like I said, on the net, and we have no other traffic. Victor Echo 3 Lima, Golf Hotel.
Thank you so much, Lawrence, and we'll break with you, and then we'll go to our friend over in Europe. I think I've heard him out there before. But come with your call sign slowly, phonetically, and give a pause before you come in. We'll go ahead and take your call. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor. Go ahead. Okay, if you're trying to get in, please come in one more time. Over. Yes, we picked you up that time. Please come on in. It's a little bit of overmodulation, I think, on my side, or it's too heavy. But, we can still hear you. Please come in with your check-in. We'll be glad to hear from you. Thank you so much for checking in, and welcome to the hobby. And make sure you join us on Sundays if you can, if you have the time. We're at the bottom of our list now, and I'd like to pick up anybody else. We have 3 minutes left. Let's do the quick, the fast, and in the hurry. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Please come now.
So Victor Oscar Uniform Kilo Zulu. Victor Oscar 1 Uniform Kilo Zulu. Daryl on the rock. Good afternoon.
Victor Echo 6, Kilo Yankee. Victor Echo 6, Charlie Yankee, James in Medicine Hat. Just in and out, thanks.
Oh, okay, we'll hold it there. I did pick up the in and out. Thank you for Medicine Hat there, Victor Echo 6 Charlie Kilo Hotel. I also picked up a Victor Oscar 1 Uniform Kilo Zulu. Please come in that last station. It was very choppy, but we'll come back to you. So let's go to V01 UKZ. Yes, you do have the mic now.
Thank you very much. And met this afternoon. I've listened since the beginning, but back and forth the house here doing laundry and outside around the yard and stuff. So I'm glad I managed to make it in here at close time. I hope you're having a great weekend, or hope you had a great weekend. This is VO1 UKZ. It's Victor Oscar 1. Out here in St. John's, Newfoundland, or as I call it, on the rock.
And just want to jump in, say hello, and good afternoon to you and everybody else on board the Canada Hub this afternoon. This is UKZ. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you so much for that check-in. And let's take that last channel. You were, so I got the two of you. Let's take that last caller. Not caller, the last person that was coming in. You were breaking up pretty badly. Let's try one more time before the net ends. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Come on. Come on.
Relay, this is VA7SL. That was Victor Yankee 1 Mike Golf Sierra. Victor Yankee 1 Mike Golf Sierra. He's suffering quite a bit of packet loss at the moment. I don't know if it's Michael. I guess you can call him like VA7SL.
Thank you so much. I did see a Michael on the thing lurking. Michael, please come in. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, nothing heard. Thank you, everyone, for being so kind and so welcoming with my first time up the bat here at the TransCanada Net. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, and I'm going to turn it back over to Scott there. Scott, to end off the net. Thank you, Scott, and I'll put it over to you so that you can bring this very cool net to an end today. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And with that being said, we're going to be closing off our net today. We will see you guys, see you all next week. And if you can get a chance, because some people have put it out there, please check out my QRZ page as well for Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. I do have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. I am not a person that's I'm just a new starter, so most of it's just my adventures. And that concludes our net for today. Thank you for coming out, and we're going to put all these repeaters back to the normal operating, and we'll see you next week. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor saying 7-3 to all. Oh, woo! There we go. Thank you so much, Scott, there. Thank you so much.
Hey, Ernie, nice job. Always fun to see a new person walking on the hot coals. Yeah, you'll become very, very, very excellent at it.
Oh, my goodness.
You've got the temperament.
Well, thank you so much. There are parts of me that are sweating and never been sweating before, even when I was in the military. I had to ask the wife to go get me a hat, some water, a tissue paper, some smelling salt, and all that. But you know what? I'm glad that you guys were in the background there. That's what gave me a lot more confidence. James, Scott, all you guys in the background there, being there for me. And I thought there was not going to be enough time. And lo and behold, I was. But don't worry, I know how to adjust. Thank you guys so much for being there as backup to this evening.
Great job.
Thank you so much. Delta Bravo Zulu, come back in. I caught the last part of your transmission there.
You did a great job for the first time. Your legs must be shaking. 73 VE4 Delta Bravo Zulu.
Well, I don't. Thank you so much. I'm not a person that drink. I've never drank alcohol actually, but I remember a commercial on TV used to say it's Miller time, and I'm telling you, I was nervous and excited all at the same time. And boy, so many new people. I hope they're still listening. Please come again next time. You always learn something new. I didn't get to write everything down, but there were some new things that people were trying out there that I'm like, oh man, I want to try that too. So hopefully I get to hear from you all again. All right, that's it for me, and I'm just going to be on the side listening for a little while longer, for about 10 more minutes. Okay, that was nice. Victor Echo 3, X-Ray India Delta, come on in.
Okay, yeah, good show there, Ernest. Yeah, well done. I've been trying to get in since you started. Apparently the internet was walking over the local frequency, so, oh well, way to go. But, yeah, nice to hear you doing a good job, and I hope you do it again. VA3EWV, V3 exciting.
Thank you so much there, James, and I'm glad you were able to finally get in there. And you heard all those folks talking about the different types of echo links and droid stars and hotspots and this and that. And wow, it's good that everybody can stay connected in one way or the other there. You're the first person I talked to. I think maybe you're the second person I talked to on DMR. So thanks for coming in there and supporting me today. All right, 732 V3X. Did you have a good rest of your day?
Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, Victor Echo 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform.
Yes, I think Devin, I heard you in the background there, and I also heard Victor Alpha 4, Victor Alpha 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform. Victor Alpha 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform, come on in, and Devin, you can come in after him. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Thanks very much, Ernest. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, Victor Echo 4 Alpha Quebec Uniform. I was the fellow that you were interested in hearing from about Q65. So just Google it, Ernest. It's a WSJTX mode, so Whiskey, Sierra, Juliet, Tango, X-Ray, and the Q65 is a mode for that. It's usually used in weak signal work, 6 meters and up, so only HF or VHF, and the magic band, I guess. And if you just Google it, you'll see kind of what all that's about. Very popular in the microwave bands, and too much for me to get into here, but again, Quebec 65, and the program you need for your computer is Whiskey Sierra Juliet Tango, and you can see anything you want on the internet. And with that, I'll say good job. Thanks for doing the net. 7-3. Hope to catch you again. VE4AQU back to net.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I do have that program, and I use that for FT8. So I'll go ahead and do that. Thank you so much. Before the repeaters all start shutting down, Victor Echo 1, Delta X-Ray DXW, Devin, please come on in.
Send me a message when you get done. I just want to find out what you're using for DMR. I can either talk to you through your cell phone or Facebook, either one, but give me a message whenever you get a chance, please.
Will do, Devin. Thank you so much, and thanks for being out there today.
Yeah, thanks, Ernest. VA3EWV, V1DXW clear. Thanks, Ernest.
All right, V1DXW 73.
Victor Echo 1 Echo Papa, you got a moment there, Ernest?
Yes, I sure do. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's Emil here. I do have a bit of a transcript of what was done today, so I do it to keep my mind occupied. So I can send you what I got if that helps you any over.
I would definitely very much appreciate that because I'm afraid I may have incorrectly copied a few call signs in. If you're on QRZ, my email address is there, and definitely be happy to get an email or anything from you guys. And if you want to give any good advice or anything like that, I'm all ears. So I'll be very happy to take any feedback, positive or otherwise. Thank you so much, Emil. 7-3 to you.
And hey, howdy, Emil. Good to hear you this afternoon as well. From here on the Rock, VO1 UKZ. I have to reiterate, Ernest, great job with the net, just like well the rest of the guys had to say there. And I just want to say hello to Emil.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl. Always good to hear your tones there. Always good to hear your tones. You certainly make my day, that's for sure. 7-3, but right now I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Victor Echo 5, the Delta Tango. Dave, are you still on frequency by chance, over? I guess he must have left the frequency. I was wondering what his IRLP node was. Okay, Victor Echo 1 Echo Papa Portable will clear the frequency and be monitoring.
Use IRLP, Emil, on EPV, or you want EPV, you want UKZ.
Yeah, go ahead, that station calling about the IRLP, key up a second or two there, and then I'll get all your call over.
Yeah, QSL knows me, Daryl, V1 UKZ. Just curious if you use IRLP, and if you do, we have IRLP on Do Drop In now as well. It was always there, it just wasn't working right, but we've got it working right now, so it's node 9616 if you're interested, V1 UKZ.
I guess stations are disconnecting there. Daryl, if you're still in there, the IRLP node here is 2050. The node here is 2050. I will be connecting to 90616. Thank you for that. We're trying to promote the IRLP back. It works great, so why not use it? And I'm sure you're aware that the reflector node 9029 will bring you into the Canada Hub. So anyone on the IRLP wants to be connected to the Canada Hub can dial 9029er. One Echo Portable, I'll see if you got my message there. Over.
Oh yeah, QSL, I did indeed. I didn't have a pen to copy the node numbers down there, but I can look them up. And yeah, if you want to check out Do Drop In, as a matter of fact, the link to Do Drop In, 9616.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was a really good net.
Be sure drop in every Sunday.
I don't know what was wrong with my sound, but I will have to work on that. The sound that usually comes through my system isn't coming through today. It's going through my hotspot, not hotspot, my hub for my computer. It's going through that instead of my actual computer speakers. So I had to really bear down there and listen to everybody on the net there. It was pretty exciting, pretty fast paced, over 50 check-ins, so that was pretty good, and a lot of positive vibes. So this was great. I'll see everybody on the other side there. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the TransCanada Net.